It's the story of two economies that is weighing on the White House this morning. On one hand, a strong jobs market and mildly shrinking federal deficit have the Biden administration touting the strength of the economy. But on the other hand, it's consumers facing $5 a gallon gas prices and empty shelves where baby formula should be.
In an attempt to combat the perception as well as the reality, President Biden met with Fed Chair Jerome Powell to discuss the best ways to tackle inflation. Congressional correspondent Nathaniel Reed is here with the latest. Good morning, Nate.
Good morning. In a Wall Street Journal editorial published Monday, President Biden outlined his list of steps the U.S. should take in order to ease the inflationary pressure felt by so many families across the country. Step one on President Biden's plan to fight inflation, putting the Federal Reserve in charge of fighting inflation, drawing a contrast between his leadership of hands-off at the Fed versus President Trump's, who often bullied the Fed through tweets and other media. He also met with Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell on Tuesday afternoon. He's also calling on Congress to pass clean energy tax credits, saying that it would reduce the average family's utility bills by around $500 a year and also lead to a more sustainable energy supply. He also wants passage of other inflation-fighting bills, calling on Congress to allow Medicare to negotiate with pharmaceutical companies, along with capping the price of insulin and also lowering the cost of childcare. The third part of his plan is to reduce the federal deficit. He notes that the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says the deficit will fall by $1.7 trillion this year, and he wants to further lower it by taxing corporations and billionaires at a higher rate. But one of the president's top economic advisors noted Tuesday it's up to Congress to pass large parts of his economic plan to reduce the inflationary pressure felt by so many American families.
The president really does believe that the right approach here is to focus on measures that would lower costs and help to make things more affordable right now for families and to lower the deficit. And that he believes that that's the right way to address inflation, and that's probably the most significant thing that Congress could do right now to actually help to accelerate the process of bringing prices down.
Now the pressure falls on Democrats in Congress to agree on some of the issues to include in the so-called reconciliation package. Democrats can act alone to pass many of the measures President Biden proposed, but all 50 Democrats in the U.S. Senate need to be speaking the same language in order to get any of these bills across the finish line. The problem up to now, they've been unable to act since they can't agree on what to include in a budget reconciliation package. Nathaniel Reed, Newsy, the White House.